Hello, I'm Mindy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have an exciting announcement. I want to tell you about my plans for the rest of the month of December and do a really quick, rapid wrap-up of the books I read in November for the Stephathon and Evilathon. First, I just want to thank all of my subscribers, old and new. There's quite a few new subscribers out there, and I'd like to say welcome and thank you for helping me reach my goal of 500 subscribers. I just reached that today. I'm very excited, and I thought, what better way to celebrate than hosting my very first readathon, which is so exciting and coming up in January. So I hope you will all join me in participating in a Bookworms New Year readathon in January. I unexpectedly had to take a week and a half off of making videos and most of my reading. So all the plans for all of the reading of those huge books this month is not going so well, but I am still working on finishing a few things to round out the year. I'm back now. I am really busy for the rest of the month, but I am planning on doing a couple more videos. I have a book review coming up, as well as a TBR for a Bookworms New Year readathon. Pretty much all of the end of the year content has gone out the window, but I do have some things planned. So now I'd like to show you the books that I read in November, since I haven't gotten a chance to talk about those yet. And since this is kind of an everything video, I'm gonna do this as a rapid wrap-up, so not so many details. So the first readathon that I took part in the month of November was Stephathon, which was run by Stephanie. Her channel is The Bard of Dandelions, and that channel will be linked down below. The first book I read for that was After the Eclipse, A Mother's Murder, A Daughter's Search, a memoir by Sarah Perry. This is nonfiction memoir about a girl whose mother is murdered when she's young and trying to find the murderer and dealing with the trauma of losing a mother at a young age. This was a really great nonfiction read, and I do recommend. This book fit the prompt of a genre I don't read a lot of. Next, I read Living Dead in Dallas by Charlene Harris, and this is book 2 in the Sookie Stackhouse series. This is a paranormal romance, more on the urban fantasy side, and it has to do with vampires in modern times that are living amongst the people, and there is a romance between Sookie Stackhouse and a vampire. There were quite a few more things changed from the TV show True Blood in this book, and I didn't really like the things that were different in the book, and I think they made a lot of really smart choices on characters and such for the show. That's all I'm going to say about that. This fit the prompt of read a book with purple on the cover. This also fits read a book about vampires from the Evilathon. as well as the read a book with a creature for Evilathon. But I have several that fit for those ones. Next, I read House of the Gods. It's split into two parts, part 1 and part 2. This is by Todd Whitmire, who is a booktuber as well. And these are independently published. They make one novel that is a science fiction, adventure, survival type book. I really loved the creatures, the world, and the plot. The characters is where it kind of fell flat for me, but I did really enjoy this. There were some issues with editing and formatting as well, but the story itself really grabbed me and held my attention for sure. That fit the prompt of reading an indie book for the Stephathon. And it could also fit the prompt of reading a book with a creature from Evilathon. I also read an ebook of Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, which is a retelling of the Greek myth of Achilles, and it's turned into a bit of a male-male romance. There is quite a bit based on the actual myth, which I really appreciated, but of course it becomes its own story, its own thing, and it was compulsively readable. The story was fantastic. The love story, really great, and I gave that one 5 stars. I believe that's my only 5-star book for November. Song of Achilles counted for read a myth-inspired book for the Stephathon. Next, I read Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. This is a YA contemporary comedy type book about a plane full of beauty queens that crashes on a deserted island, and it also has a lot of tongue-in-cheek satire about the beauty industry and advertising towards young people, and a lot of other great issues looked at in a very humorous way in this book, and it was really great. This fit the prompt of read a funny book. This would also count for the Evilathon, read a book where a group is trapped somewhere. Perfect for that. Not a horror book for Evilathon though, but so I have one that fits even better. And the last prompt that I completed for Stephathon was to read poetry, and I read The Devil's Dreamland, poetry inspired by H.H. Holmes by Sarah Tatlinger. Oh, I gave this one 5 stars too. Yay, another standout. I loved this book of poetry. I am fascinated with true crime, and I've read another book about H.H. Holmes, and so I wanted to read more. This had a lot of the same information as Devil in the White City, which is the other book I read about H.H. Holmes, but there was some stuff, left out of this because it's really short poetry, and there were just a couple little bits in there that I didn't read in Devil in the White City. So this was really well done poetry and based in a lot of research, and if you are a true crime fan, I think you would really enjoy this poetry. This also fits, or I'm making it fit, for the Evilathon prompt to read a book in a fun park or party because H.H. Holmes was active during the World's Fair and killed a lot of people when they were there to go to enjoy the fair and everything. So now I'll talk about the other books that I read just for the Evilathon, which was hosted by Kasha's Book Cemetery all throughout November as well. I already talked about a few of the books that fit for some of the prompts, and I have some more. The group book for Evilathon was the Southern's Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. This is the first Grady Hendrix book that I've gotten to, and I really need to read some more. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty funny, and yeah, the first chapter had me cracking up, and that continued through most of it, and there were some really pretty gross and disturbing scenes as well, and this fit for the group read as well as a book over 400 pages and a book about vampires and a book with a creature. Boom. That was a good book to choose as a group book because it fits so many prompts. The last book that I managed to read for Evilathon is Tribesmen by Adam Caesar, and this is about a group that goes to make a movie, small budget B horror movie on an island, and a lot of really bad things start to happen on this island because of the way that the people were treated there. This book fits the prompts for a dark horror or thriller, a trip that ends bad, as well as a book where people are trapped somewhere because they're trapped on this island. I actually did read one more thing, and that was 3 stories from the collection Other Voices, Other Tombs, which is a short story anthology with a lot of different very well-known authors. I only managed to read 3 more from this collection this month, so I have quite a bit more work to do there, and I probably will be taking that one into 2021. So those are all the things that I read in November. Thank you again for everyone who watches my channel and has stayed subscribed to my channel even when I had to take breaks and things. I am really looking forward to a new year, making some really great content that I can't wait for. And I hope that you'll stick around and see what I come up with. If you like this video, you can hit like and subscribe, and I'll be back very soon with another book-related video. Thanks. Bye.